Hello and welcome to Route 99. This is DPM 66. We're given a sentence here followed by four blanks. We need to fit this sentence into either one of these blanks. Let's read the sentence first, followed by the paragraph. In essence, it's a short term tactic with long term repercussion for professional integrity. So, yes, we have a clue here. It talks about some it, which is a pronoun. It must have been used for some noun. So in the process of reading this passage, we will try to find that noun for which this it has been used. Okay. In India, HR experts are spotting a troubling problem where employees. Okay. Another clue we have here is that it says in essence, which means that it is sort of a concluding statement. Right. So it cannot be placed in the beginning of the paragraph. It could be, but the chances are that it is more likely to be placed towards the end of the passage. In India, HR experts are spotting a troubling pattern where employees make only fleeting office visits, primarily for coffee breaks in a superficial nod to being present. So there is a troubling trend pattern going on in India. What is that? That employees office में सिर्फ coffee breaks के time आते हैं and they leave after that. What is their purpose? Just being present there in order to show their presence, and they leave after that. This mimics the coffee badging trend in the West. Okay, so if I place this here, in essence it's a short term. So ये जो बात है यहाँ पे this mimics बोलना, this would be completely redundant because this mimics is a direct reference to this trend here, this fleeting coffee badging trend. So this mimics coffee badging trend in the West as a hollow compliance with the return to office edicts amid high demand in sectors like healthcare and IT. So this shares some resemblance with the coffee badging trend in the West. Dash, after years of remote work, this shift to show of presence could undermine the flexible work ethos painstakingly established. So if you see here from this, it has started talking about the negative impacts of it, and this, if you see, summarizes all the negative impacts. So if I would place it here, this would not make sense because यहाँ से तो उसने negative impacts की बात की है. So after that, this could be at that, after saying all these disadvantages, I can say that in essence it's a short term tactic with long term repercussion, long term disadvantages. After years of remote work, this shift to show of presence could undermine the flexible work ethos painstakingly established. So if employees continue doing this, if they just keep showing their presence just for the sake of it, it could undermine the flexible work ethos they have established. That is also painstaking. For junior staffs, this trend is double-edged sword. Being seen may feel crucial for career advancement, yet it might foster an image of valuing appearance over substance. So junior staff के लिए तो और problematic है because they are in the initial stage of their career. If they keep doing it, this is a double-edged sword, right? It could वहाँ पे आना may be seen good for their career advancement, but just it would seem that it is just an appearance for substance, like you're just staying there for the sake of it. So in that sense, it's a double-edged sword. Dash, such behavior risk damaging the trust in remote hybrid model. If I would put it here, that in essence it's a short-term tactic with long-term repercussion for professional integrity. This would summarize all the disadvantages being discussed here till now. That after years of remote work, this is the shift. This is harmful for junior staff as well. So this would summarize all that has been said here. So क्या मैं कह सकता हूँ कि third मेरा answer. Let's just look at other option. Such behavior risk in damaging the trust in remote hybrid model, making companies question the sincerity and the productivity of their workforce. It's a complex issue. While office socialization is important, when it becomes a charade, the authenticity of the workplace culture is at stake. So if you see here, this gives sort of a conclusion here. So I cannot place anything after this, right? So fourth, of course, cannot be my option, but 3, if you see here, could be a conclusion for all these disadvantages listed out here, right? So 3 is my correct option. Okay, so the para summary question. A paragraph followed by 4 alternative summaries. We need to pick the summary that best summarizes the passage. Sound is created by the vibration of air particles and moves as a wave incredibly fast. So sound is what? It's a vibration and it moves through air. It moves. Its particles move through air incredibly fast. The speed of sound is about 343 meters per second. Incredibly fast is as in that they move 343 meters per second. The movement of the air particles begin at the source of the sound. तो जहाँ से आवाज आती है वहाँ से these air particles starts moving. For example, the vibration of a singer's vocal cord, the air blown through a musical instrument, or the vibration of a speaker. So these are the sources from which the sound comes, and so does the air particles start moving. When the acoustic wave reaches a person's eardrum, the vibration are converted to electric signals. तो ये जो अकूस्टिक वेव इज इन जिस एयर में ये जो साउंड पार्टिकल्स वाइब्रेशन मूव कर रहे हैं when it reaches a person's eardrum, these vibrations are turned into electric signals. These travel through body's nervous system into the brain, which processes the signal, turning them into what we hear as music. तो कैसा होता है? यहाँ से वाइब्रेशन शुरू होती हैं. These are carried through air to a person's eardrum, where it is converted into electric signals. Let's just call it EC, and this is then processed by a person's brain. This is what we have studied so far. These travel through body's nervous system and into the brain, which processes the signal, turning them into what we hear as music. So brain उसको process करके क्या बना देता है? Music. The oscillation of frequency of the sound wave, how frequently the wave repeats itself, is measured in hertz. Control the pitch of the sound. अब ये वाइब्रेशन कितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी से आएगी. If the frequency of the vibration is too high, the pitch would also be high. If the frequency, as in the amount of vibration coming, is low, the pitch would also be low. So that is how we control pitch. Automatically processes. When different notes are played or sung, the air vibrates at a specific frequency. This is very important in musical instrument development. So this concept of frequency of vibration is very important in musical instruments ka development. Two pianos, when playing the same note, must create a sound wave at the same frequency, so the notes sound the same. So if we are playing two pianos, we need to make sure that the frequency of the two pianos is same. Thus they would create a similar type of pitch and thus a coherent music. Otherwise it would all sound like a cacophony. Now imagine a full orchestra with string instrument, brass and woodwind. To play the same note and create harmonious sound, the instrument need to control the frequency of their individual sound waves to play together. Okay, so if all of them are playing together, they need to play an instrument, they need to maintain a pitch, they need to play the same sound note at the same frequency, so that there would be a harmonious sound. Sound is engendered by kinetic dance of air particles, and its pitch is governed by the frequency. Which musical instrument manipulate? Musical instrument manipulate to generate precise notes? No. Is that the case? They don't manipulate it. They create such music, and apart from this also, this misses various important points like how brain processes it. It's called hertz. All of those points have been missed in this paragraph. No talk of vibration carried it through air, then how it is converted in the brain. Nothing about that, so this cannot be my summary. Sound originates from vibration, travels as wave, they originate as vibration, they travel as air, and is interpreted by our brain. Yes, correctly mentioned. Good. With wave frequency determining the pitch of the harmonious music. Everything mentioned. This seems like a good summary. Let's keep it. Sound traversing at formidable velocity. एक तो यहाँ पे word ही थोड़ा odd हो गया, थोड़ा off हो गया. It's incredibly fast. थोड़ा positive word है. Calling it formidable velocity, little odd. Can induce vibration within vocal cords. Does it induce vibration within vocal cords? यहाँ vocal cord से vibration आती है, which is then turned into sound. So this completely deviates from the idea mentioned in the passage. Sound emanates from the vibration of entities such as vocal cords or instrument, which set air particles into motion, with the sound's pitch being a function of the wave's frequency. सब कुछ mention किया है, but this brain point has been missed. So this is also not my answer, hence second is my correct answer. The aesthetic is spread by hip hop culture, for example, which has become the center of a mega music and fashion industry around the world. So we're looking for something जिसका हम ही example की तरह use कर सकते हैं. Today, the aesthetics of cool represents the most important phenomenon in the youth culture. Black aesthetics, whose stylistic, cognitive and behavioral tropes are largely based on cool-mindedness, has arguably becomes the only distinctive American artistic creation. Dash. अब can I put it here as an example? No. तो अभी तक तो कुछ मिला नहीं है. The African American philosopher Cornel West sees the black-based hip-hop culture of youth around the world as a grand example of shattering of male, wasp culture and homogeneity. Again, can I put किसका example लिखूंगा मैं यहाँ पे? How would I justify it? While several recent studies have shown that American brand names have dramatically slipped, so this is a continuation of the idea that yeah, this is the only original brand that has come out from African American culture homogeneity. So this is also a continuation of the idea. यहाँ पे भी नहीं आ सकता. That slipped into their cool quotients worldwide, symbols of black coolness such as hip hop remain exportable. So all of these options does not seem fit. I'm only left with my option number 1. So this talks about this introduces the idea of black hip hop, the culture of coolness. So although there is no evident clue here, after seeing all these other options, we can eliminate them and we can conclude that 1 is our correct option. Narrative therapy seeks to help patient arrive at a methodical understanding of the life philosophies, values and accomplishments. So there is some form of therapy which helps patient understanding the life philosophies, values and accomplishment. How does this therapy work? The therapist listens to, evaluate and then summarize the patient's life story, affirming successful developments and cherished roles in relationship, and identifying patterns in the account of past and present adversities that may finally allow a purpose to be discerned. तो उसमें therapist क्या करता है? They listen to a person's life story, they summarize it, they affirm successful developments and cherished roles in relationship, and identify the pattern in their past and present past accounts, past stories and present adversities. And after analyzing all of it, they try to define the purpose of the patient's life. The process involves therapists in much questioning, which helps the patient order his or her story. So the therapist questions the patient, and on the basis of that, he helps him or her order his story and reaches consensus about the source of fulfillment and life's meaning. This collaborative approach makes the therapist an editor and in some cases a scribe in the authorship of the patient's life story and achieve the central goal. So this sort of work as a author being the therapist being the co-author of a person's story, वो उसकी पूरी लाइफ स्टोरी सुनता है, उसको एनालाइज करता है और इट हेल्प्स द पेशेंट ऑर्डर हिज स्टोरी, और साथ साथ में उसकी मतलब ऑर्डर कर रहा है तो ही और शी वुड हेल्प द पर्सन राइटिंग द स्टोरी ना. सो इन सम सेंस दे आर co-author of a patient's life story and help them decide and achieve their central goal, which is to develop a narrative authentic to an individual patient. So this is the central goal, to develop a narrative authentic to a individual self, मतलब life का purpose define करना है. Narrative therapy is about rewriting the patient's life story. Is it about rewriting or just reordering? So this can be eliminated from here only. The collaborative nature of narrative therapy allows therapists to guide the patients in recognizing their achievement and understanding the life's purpose, almost as if editing a book. So this talks about everything, how narrative therapy works and how therapists guide patients in recognizing their achievements and understanding their life purpose, And this all feels like as if he's editing a book. In narrative therapy, the therapist acts as a co-author, true, helping patient understand and appreciate the life stories with a focus on overcoming is the focus overcoming challenges and finding meaning? Yes, finding meaning. That is arranging your story, finding your authentic individual narrative. That is true. But is it about overcoming challenges? So this makes it wrong. Through narrative therapy, patient and therapist work together to explore and document patient's life story, emphasizing accomplishment and life's pursuits. It is not just about emphasizing accomplishment, right? Again, it is about finding the life purpose, but it is not about emphasizing accomplishment. It is to recognize their achievements, that is true. But is it about emphasizing on their accomplishments? The answer is no, hence second is my correct option. In practice, this is a parasymbol question. We need to arrange these 4 sentences into a paragraph. In practice, this all fell completely flat. For a while, I thought I had to meet its formal perfection through mathematical means. Okay. In practice, this all felt completely flat. It seems like a continuation of some sentence. यहाँ as an introductory statement तो बिल्कुल sense नहीं बना रहा. For a while, I thought I had to meet its formal perfection through mathematical means, measuring out tempo, markings on the metronome for every variation in search of the ideal proportion, and predetermining as many elements of the interpretation as possible. Okay, we haven't got any clue so far. Let's just keep reading. For all their formal consistency, the Goldberg variations are not a predictable work of music. So now we have started getting some idea what this passage is about. It is about some Goldberg variation. Playing the Goldberg variation for a live audience is always a great joy, but making a recording of the work presents a different kind of pressure. Okay, so this presents a different kind of pressure. And for a while, author thought that he has finally cracked the code. So 4 and 2 has to come together. But when he started doing it in practice, it all felt completely flat. So has to be followed by 1, and then we're left with nothing but 3, which is our concluding statement. So my correct order comes out to be 4, 2, 1, 3. So that was the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.